Yeah, liberal cities keep proving they wouldn't know how to fight crime if it bit them on the backside. Socialist Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson catching heat for accepting the police chief's resignation after folks say he spent too much time out of town and, of course, fumbled the response to a deadly mass shooting. But some city leaders are saying it's racism.
This mayor has had a problem with blacks. The problem being she doesn't hire any blacks. She had no blacks in her campaign. She had no blacks in 14 years of organizing. So it's obviously, it's not that she doesn't like us. I've had that conversation with us. She doesn't know us.
Meanwhile, Chicago's got its own plan to get tough on crime. It's going to do it this way. They're going to put up some signs in the subway, and they're going to remind folks, quote, violence will not be tolerated. Well, somebody ought to tell the criminals, especially the violent ones. Greg, we'll go to this police chief first because Chicago sounds fun. But this police chief, so if you look at the dates, he's out of town pretty much every weekend, or at least, and I'm sorry, he's out of town just about one weekend a month through the first of the year going to Chicago because that's where his kids live. That's where his kids live. I look at Katie Wilson as being the one in the wrong there because I'm sure she hired him with that in mind. When this happened, when this mass shooting happened, he was actually at a police chief conference. So I don't know how you blame him for that. I don't know if he's done anything wrong or not. I feel like this goes back to the mayor. She hired him under knowing that he would be traveling out of town to go see his family. I don't know that he's done anything specific to make the response to the mass shooting bad. I feel like he's almost a scapegoat in this.
Well, look, when she talks, you can tell she's incompetent. She cannot do the job. But this isn't like an isolated failure. This is a sign of the times. George Floyd is alive and well. Seattle lost hundreds of officers following the Floyd protests, the defund the police movement, the activism, the Capitol Hill occupied protest, as known, we called it CHOP. After that, officers retired, they resigned, or they bolted to other agencies that weren't as political. All the exit interviews say the same thing. Low morale because police were treated as the problem.
Exactly right.
But not just by the activists, but by the media, especially. The national media was not kind to the police. They bent over backwards as a virtue signal to these activists. And it wasn't just Seattle. Many big city departments felt the impacts of this anti-police movement. This, to me, was, even though, when you talk about there's no defunding of the police, this was the defunding of the police by reducing the force through attrition. They just shrunk the forces. People left. That was defunding. So this all is a predictable downstream consequence of the destruction of police departments since 2020. The forces were hollowed out, their culture was poisoned, and they politicized, and this is probably the worst, they politicized public safety so that any arrest would be viewed as racist. You cannot say the color of the skin of the suspect. You can't warn people what the person might look like. It's crazy.
Emily, it's a little bit, to me, it seems like, you made the rules, right? Now you're being called racist because you fired someone of color, a police chief that's black. You made the rules, right? You're a Democrat. You're a Democrat socialist of America. You're as far progressive as it gets. They believe in the reverse meritocracy. That's a part of their platform. And so she's being called a racist, but the city council's like, listen, and not all of them are black, are saying, we don't understand why this police chief is being fired. This is your mismanagement. He was at a conference that you gave him permission to go to be a better police chief. And they're talking about how it's, of course, gun violence. It's gang violence is what it is. When New York and LA have brought their violent crimes down substantially, even with all the craziness here, Seattle is one of the few places in the country that it's either gone up or stayed the same.
Because they look the opposite direction and they refuse to call it what it is. I lived 15 blocks from CHOP when it happened. They abandoned the police precinct. Look, I actually love that when we played the video of the activist talking about the mayor, I loved what she had to say because she's absolutely right. This is what happens when you get an overeducated, lily-white human who's never gone anywhere other than her academic classes and thinks she knows what's best for every other community. So she's going to lift them up and elevate them by saying cameras are racist. What a joke. You are absolutely right. Every decision she makes is based on these type of either immutable characteristics or identities. And that's why city council is like, what are you talking about? Nothing there, no decision. in any way is made on common sense whatsoever. That's why their crime prevention is actually through environmental design. It's a whole program, guys, where they focus on increasing organic foot traffic and creating murals and creating things like booths so that naturally there will be organic and natural surveillance instead of just saying, you know what, we need cops. Because guess what happens with that? Oh, maybe the Bite of Seattle, a festival about food held just 5 days ago where 3 people were shot, including a 2-year-old. That's what happens when you simply increase joy and love without any acknowledgement whatsoever about crime and who's doing it. The CCTV program was rolled out there in 3 high crime areas, for example. It's like picture your 3 worst districts. They were rolled out there. Within 60 days, Seattle PD said that those cameras assisted in 600 incidents, 90 active criminal investigations, including a murder where, which is what cameras do, they watched the perp shoot someone, they got his face, they followed him in real time, and then they were able to nab him. But what happened? The mayor stopped it because it was racist. My heart aches for the good people of Seattle and that beautiful city where we've lived and enjoy it so much, because you are correct. The toxicity, the utter failure, the incompetence of those academic patting themselves on the back, socialists, communists, masquerading as actual mayor there and decision makers in city council have ruined that city. And the most population, by the way, that's getting the most affected are those communities of color and the underserved they pretend to speak for.
Well, the Sicilian said Lily White, so I'm going to let you go now, Jessica. You've been invoked. You want to talk about the signs?
Because I'm the palest person at the table.
You're going to talk about the signs on the subway, or?
No,
Okay.
I just want to say, if your employee was granted permission to go to a conference, you better stand up for them and not use them as a scapegoat.
Carmen Best was the female officer, the chief of color during the Chaz/CHOP era. And, she was unceremoniously fired. Shon Barnes was not hired by Katie Wilson. She's been there 7 months. He's been there a little over a year. She wants a commie. She wants an anti-police police chief. And he is a reduced crime systems police chief. So that's why he had to go, and she was just looking for any excuse.
Here's an idea. Maybe Chicago should hire him, and that's where his family is, and maybe they'll get a little bit better, because that was the other half of this segment. All right, the fastest. That's up next.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.